The Jupiter-Saturn conjunction is a significant marker for a time when we usher in a new era. Now, depending on the zodiac sign that this conjunction occurs in, the era will unfold a series of important events, and these events can be influential to a certain degree, globally and geopolitically. We all know that since 21st December 2020, Jupiter and Saturn formed a conjunction in the sign of Aquarius, ushering in the air era. Why is it the air era? Now, simply put, Aquarius is an air element, and because it is an air element accompanied by the nature of Aquarius, the way we do things now has changed. Aquarius is about innovation, high-end technology, reformation, revolution, thought leadership, social connectivity, and humanitarian causes. Air element is about sociability, mental agility, strategy, and idealism. So nowadays, what have we got? AI programs that help make our lives and businesses better. Robots and digital media that revolutionize the way we do business and communicate. And brick and mortar businesses have no other choices but to rely on digital marketing and e-commerce to sell their products and services. But self-branding now takes on a whole new level of its game. Now, what about that? If you don't have a pull-up sign that catches attention of people on the streets for the first few seconds, you're not making any sales. If you don't have the correct hashtag or keyword for your online business, your revenue will be affected. People now do things digitally. It's Aquarian by nature, and people don't earn money the same way as before. You don't walk into a store as much as you shop online or meet someone who made recommendations of your services over social media. Now, that's the power of digital social connection on a global scale. Now, this is the air era, and welcome to the air era. And if you think that astrology is hocus pocus, then let me tell you what happened in the history of mankind. Not Western history, that's for another time, but somewhere close to home in ancient China. Remember the period of the warring states? That was way before the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang, unified China in 221 BC. An era before that time, ancient China went through a series of conflicts and warfares, and there was this particular period when every major warring state began adopting and changing political reforms. Also, there was a huge discourse on how they would like to overpower their enemies or at least flex their military muscles to the rival states. There were 7 major warring states that later emerged during the last couple of decades of the warring states era before China's reunification. Now, they were namely the kingdoms of Chu, Wei, Han, Qi, Qin, Zhao, and Yan. Here are the years of reformation that changed the face of the respective kingdoms for good. First, we have the Wuqi reform of the Chu kingdom in 390 BCE, the Li Kui reform of the Wei kingdom in 370 BCE, the Shen Buhai reform of the Han kingdom in 361 BCE, and then Sun Bin's art of war and strategies were used in warfare coming from the Qi kingdom sometime around 356 BCE. And then we have the Shangyang reform of the Qin kingdom in 356 BCE. Duke Pingyuan's push for reformation coming from the Zhao kingdom sometime around 325 BCE. And then finally, King Zhao of the Yan kingdom was the kingdom's most significant monarch around 311 BCE. And there were speculations of reforms which existed, but the records in history were unclear. The years of all these reformations were only an estimated time, but we all know factually that these political reformation took place in ancient China at around the 4th century BCE, similarly to what's happening now in the air era. Everyone's talking about it and doing things differently. Back then, it's likewise. Now let's take a look at the timeline of the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction and when the era started to change. Now, here in my info collection, you notice that the air era began in 403 BC in the sign of Libra, and it lasted all the way till 364 BC, before Earth era of Capricorn sets in. From the historical records, around 390 BCE, the reformations started sprouting out from kingdom to kingdom. And if you notice, just 20 years after the Earth era of Capricorn, the world is plunged into generations of air era all the way until 225 BC. That is 4 years before the unification of ancient China. Well, by that time, the fate of China and the one kingdom that was destined to unify it had already been decided. And that's the Qin kingdom under Qin Shi Huang. If you look at it this way, from 390 BCE till the early 225 BCE, the air era dominated the way wars were fought and how politics and government were run. Reforms were adopted by these kingdoms to change old ways of doing things, to improve the state's economy and military. Strategies were largely talked about, and one slightest mistake in executing your plans will be costly, and it had happened to certain kingdoms during that time, and that led to their miserable destruction. To find out more about the drama that unfolded, I suggest you read your Chinese history and be amazed at the vast amount of information you get out of your research. I love Chinese history actually. Anyway, as you can now see, when we apply Western astrology in the context of historical events, we can see how events unfolded according to the way the planets aligned, even up till today. Now, this is why astrology is still relevant, and it is the power of astrology is that we as astrologers can help you forecast the rise and fall of your business empire. If you want to know more, click on this website right here in the description section, and it will take you to my page where you get to know more about what I do and how I helped many business owners regain clarity in their entrepreneurial pursuits and gain insights into major and minor business peak cycles that will help them scale their business to unimaginable heights. Go ahead, click the link, and I'll see you on the other side. If you want to see more of my videos, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification button to get regular updates whenever I release my video. It will help me a ton. Comment and share if you have to. Let me know your thoughts and stay tuned for my next video. This is Frederick signing out.